right, Damien here from the Pit Media, joined by Nico and Joel from the band Blind Channel. You guys, how are you doing this morning, or I guess afternoon where you're at?
Yeah, afternoon. We're doing very good. It's the almost the last show of the Exit Emotions tour in Europe and in UK. Only one more show, and then we head back home for a couple of days to do an arena show. So we're super excited. It's been a great tour, and one more night, and then to the arena.
Yeah, and I know you're in Oslo today, and I wanted to jump in with that European tour. You guys are wrapping up, today in Oslo, and then you have the arena tour you just mentioned in a few days. I want to ask a little bit about how this European run has gone for you guys up to this point and how the fans are responding to some of the new music.
It's been going super well. We're sold like in total like 15,000 tickets for all the shows, and especially in Germany and the countries around Germany are doing super well, in UK as well. So we'll be pulling bigger crowds this time the last tour, and overall it looks like we're getting into the scene right now with the big wave. So yeah, it's been going super well.
It's also cool to see the fans seem to be very dedicated. Like the album came out just like 5 weeks ago or something like that, and they're already singing along every song, all the lyrics of every song. So it feels amazing.
Cool. And I'm gonna jump ahead in my notes here, but since we're talking about the new music, I asked you how fans are responding. Do either of you have a favorite track off this new record that you like to play live?
It changes every day and every show. I think like um the Dead Zone and Where's the Exit are awesome. We started the set with those. But it depends on the show and the energy in the crowd, and it depends on the day. Like I'm really enjoyed singing the easier parts, and like one last songs like One Last Time Again or Keeping It Surreal, Die Another Day. The easier parts have been also very fun to sing. It's a bit different if you compare it to our usual very energetic sets, but it changes per day.
Yeah. Now, after this European run, I know you guys are coming over here to the US for a US run and you're touring with POD. Want to ask, just kind of your expectations and how excited you are to come back to the States and perform the new music and then touring with a band like POD.
It means a lot. POD is super legendary new metal band. We grew up seeing POD videos in MTV Europe, and yeah, like I said, it's one of the biggest new metal bands ever. So that's really like a checkpoint for us to tour with them, and for sure we're excited to play the Exit Emotion songs. Well, we have to remember that we're the opening act. We're playing only 30 minutes, so we can only play like 6 to 7 songs, but we're trying to do as many songs from Exit Emotions as possible. But we're super excited and humbled to be part of that tour.
And it's wonderful to come back to the US. We really like being there. We've spent a lot of time there during the past couple of years, so it's always fun to come back.
Cool. I want to kind of ask a little bit, kind of about that difference between being an opening band, like you will be for POD, but then being, a headliner overseas. What's kind of the difference like when you're doing, a touring like that?
Well, like when you're a headliner, it's the Spider-Man quote. With great power comes great responsibility. Like you have a lot more responsibilities, and you have to kind of sell the tickets. And there's a lot more. Like we have VIP meet and greets. We have the sound check. You're like it's different kind of thing. Of course, the payoff is that you get to play a full set, and that's awesome. But we've done many supporting rounds, like being a support on tour, and that's also like because you only play from 30 to 45 minutes, you get to pack all that energy into a smaller set. So it's cool, and it's sometimes very easy to be the last one to arrive to the venue and be the first one out. So sometimes it's even easier, of course. Like when you're headlining, you're just enjoying the things that are happening. But when you're supporting, we feel like we're kind of like selling our product. We want to win the audience to our side and stuff like that. But we've done it a lot, and we enjoy that too. So I think we kind of like both of them.
That's cool. I have a couple dates highlighted. I live in the Chicago area, but for 10 years now, the Pit Media has been covering Sonic Temple, which is one of the shows you're playing. We're expecting to be there, and one of the reasons I reached out to interview you guys is because you're going to be there. I kind of want to talk a little bit about have you played an American festival before this year? No.
We haven't played. We played this showcase, South by Southwest in Texas. It was like a small club. We played for only like 200 people, so we didn't count it as a festival. But yeah, these like Sonic Temple and Welcome to Rockville will be the festival debut for us in USA, and we're super stoked about that because we know it's an outdoor festival, just like back in Europe we have those a lot. So it's a big deal for us to perform on the same day as Slipknot or what else, like the really big names. And we didn't know what to expect, but we know that we're gonna give it all and just be the weird Europeans trying to take over America. Yeah.
Yeah, the lineup is something you rarely see in Europe. It's so amazing, and we love playing festivals. So finally, we get to see what playing American festivals is like.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at the poster before you guys hopped on the call, and you're playing that Sunday at Sonic Temple, and you're listed, I think, in the category with 311, which seems like such a weird grouping to me. But you mentioned, Slipknot's headlining that day, and a list of other bands. I think Limp Bizkit's also playing that day. One of my favorite things about festivals that I've been to here in America is just discovering new bands or bands that I'm not familiar with, like you guys. So I'm looking forward to your set. I've marked it on my calendar for plans at Sonic Temple. So another date I have highlighted is actually here in the Chicago area. You're playing the Forge on May 23rd in Joliet, Illinois. I'm hoping to also catch you guys there. It depends. The Sonic Temple kind of time frame, I have to see if I can make it work, but I'm planning to be at both performances basically. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Hope to see you there.
Yeah, I know. Exit Emotions is kind of my introduction to you guys, and I'm really enjoying the record a lot. The other day we were here in Chicago speaking to another band from Europe, and after the interview we went to the car and just listened to the whole album.
Oh, thank you.
I really enjoy it. But there was one thing, the guy who I had with me, he was kind of reading up about your band, and he discovered that someone, I don't know if it was either of you, someone described the band as violent pop, and I wanted to ask if there's any chance you could elaborate on that for me, because I really like that description.
It's more like a brand to us. Like back when we started 11 years ago, we were teenagers, and we were sending our demos to local radio stations, and we needed to find a way to describe our music. And we're definitely like a new metal act, but it felt like all the new metal had 10 years ago, like nobody did new metal. It felt like we were late from the wave. And then alternative rock is kind of boring way to describe your music. It really doesn't say anything about your music. We wanted something short and catchy, and we turned to violent pop music, and people seem to love it. And we've been calling our music violent pop music ever since. There's also this because we love big choruses, and we were young boys back in the day. The metalheads in Finland call us the Backstreet Boys of the metal scene, and we kind of like, it was meant as an insult, but we turned that to our strength, and we started like doing choreographies and matching outfits and all that. And I think the violent pop or Backstreet Boys of metal fits is kind of like a way to provoke the audience, and that's what we love to do. You either love us or hate us. There's no in between, or that's what we hope.
I love that thought process, turning somebody's insult into a positive and making it kind of part of your identity. That's fantastic. Something I want to ask you guys about, and this is kind of going back in the past, but I know you were involved with the Eurovision stuff a few years ago. I wanted to just ask kind of about that experience. Being from America, I'm not super familiar with Eurovision. I've clearly heard of it, but I'm not, educated in it. Just wondering if you guys could just tell me what your experience was like.
It was a big promotion for us. There was like 200 million people in Europe watching that show, and we got tons of new fans from many countries, and we made the breakthrough in Europe with the track Dark Side, and it was the best promotion you could get. We charted in top 10 in the competition, and that was just, we were so lucky. You know the band Måneskin, the Italian rock band? They won that year, so we were kind of like on their wave, but we didn't win, so we didn't make it that big, but we got this like tons of new fans and attention out of that. So yeah, it was really good experience for us.
Cool. And I'm going to wrap up with just kind of a little bit of a fun question. I know you guys, I don't know what the time difference is offhand, but you guys are hitting the stage pretty soon. So we'll try to keep it a little bit short here, but favorite downtime activity while you guys are on tour. What do you guys like to do?
We love truck stops, like truck stops. Flying pilots or lavas, they're like a second home to us, because like I said, like we've mostly done only supporting tours in the US. So truck stops they have food, they have showers, they have everything a young man needs. So we love stopping at the truck stops and sometimes just spending the day there. That's what we look forward most when we come back to America. It's almost like being home when you go to a truck stop.
That's amazing. That was not the answer I was expecting, but I love it. Well,
it's weird.
Yeah, I know you guys start your US tour on May 1st, so you're finishing up in Europe on the 27th and coming right over here. You know, I'm excited to catch you guys once or twice, hopefully, when you're over here. But hey, thank you for joining me here.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having us.
Take care. See you soon.